Okno transferowe w Europie ruszyło na dobre i dzieje się bardzo dużo. Obiecaliśmy wam Q&A z Fabrizio Romano i dotrzymujemy słowa. Jest już z nami Fabrizio.
Partnerem kanału Meczyki jest Superbet. Super oferta, super promocje i super aplikacja. Superbet. Jednym słowem super.
Partnerem kanału jest Zonda Krypto, lider wśród giełd kryptowalut Europy Środkowo-Wschodniej. Z kodem Meczyki otrzymujesz $10 w kryptowalucie na start.
Partnerem kanału jest Media Expert, dystrybutor mistrzowskich telewizorów Hisense.
Hello Fabrizio, it's good to see you
Hello,
in
my friend.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you and all our Polish friends.
Happy New Year. Okay, let's go with the Q&A. It's very hectic in Manchester United. Ruben Amorim got sacked. Can you tell us more? What is behind the decision and who is going to be the next manager of Man United?
Yes, it's over because this relationship between Ruben Amorim and Man United management was becoming really complicated, especially in the last few weeks. Of course, it's about the results, and so for Man United that was not at the level. But it's not just about that. It's also about the transfer strategy. 1 year ago, a bit more than 1 year ago, when Ruben Amorim signed for Man United, he wanted to be, and that's what he pointed also in public, the manager and not yet coach, in the sense that he wanted to be an important part of the strategy, deciding about transfers, playing the system he wanted to play. So with a back three for sure. And then he has a feeling that in the last transfer window and also now for January, Man United were not following that tactical idea, were not following the manager idea, basically. Those were like a kind of club decisions more than manager decisions. And so Ruben Amorim was not happy about that. And that was one of the key reasons why the relationship became really complicated with people in the management. And then together with the owner, they decided to fire him in the recent hours. So that's why it's over between Man United and Amorim. Was a really tense situation. Now the interim manager will be Darren Fletcher, former Manchester United midfielder, was already part of the backroom staff with Ruben Amorim. So Fletcher will take care of Manchester United now. Let's see for how long, because some sources internally at Man United suggest that they might wait the end of the season before having a new manager, unless they find a solution now. But I think there is a chance they wait a bit longer before they decide who's going to be the new head coach.
Okay, so let's come back to questions from our fans. Obviously, there's a question about Robert Lewandowski. From January 1st, he can negotiate and sign a contract with any club in the world. What the future holds for Leva?
Look, at this point, I'm sure Lewandowski is completely focused on Barcelona. So he's not focusing on his next club, also because a fantastic player like him will have plenty of possibilities and he's going to be in the Middle East. He's going to be in Europe as well. So Leva will decide, I think, closer to the end of the season, from what I heard. We have new rumors from Saudi, because from Saudi, they are obsessed with Lewandowski. They want Lewandowski. He's one of the top targets they have in the short list of the Saudi deal makers. And also his agent, Pini Zahavi, has an excellent relationship with the Saudi deal makers. So that's why we keep having links. But I'm sure Lewandowski focus is on winning titles at Barcelona this season, and then at the end of the season make his final decision on the next club. So at this stage, I would say for sure Saudi and MLS are two potential destinations, but I would also keep a door open to Europe.
But do you think it can be a crazy contract? I don't know, over 100 million euros or something like that?
Look, salaries are changing in Saudi, and this is not just about Lewandowski. For sure, are still very big salaries, but it's no longer the salaries of Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Kanté, those first players who joined the Saudi project. Are slightly changing. So I think it would be a huge salary for sure, but I don't think that it's going to be in the region of what, for example, Cristiano or Benzema are earning in Saudi now.
And I have a question about Jan Żółkowski. You informed about the transfer exclusively to Roma. Do you think there is truth behind that Premier League clubs look at him already? Or do you think he can stay for many years in Roma?
I think he's completely focused on Roma now. He's just arrived, and obviously you need some time also to settle. He's a very young boy. He started very well at Roma, so I'm sure his complete focus is on Roma. Then Premier League clubs usually work a lot on Italian talents and especially defenders. There is one club, for example, I can mention is Bournemouth. Bournemouth always do this, especially with the director Tiago Pinto, who was at Roma and knows the Italian market so well. They like to track the Italian market. And so, for example, they are following Żółkowski, they are following Moremovic from Sassuolo, they are following Thiago Gabriel from Lecce. These are all young centre-backs who are performing well in Italy. But in the case of Ziolkowski, I don't think he's going to leave Roma, for sure not now. And also in the summer, I think it might be difficult because obviously the player wants to do important things at Roma. But at the moment, the complete focus is on the Italian club.
Okay, and top teams, Barcelona heavily linked with Cancelo as well, Inter Milan as well. Do you think he goes to Barca or Inter?
Look, what I can tell you is that Cancelo wants to go to Barca. So the desire of João Cancelo is to become a Barcelona player again. He loves Barca, so he wants to return there. But he's not closing the door to Inter. He wants to go to Barca as his passion is for Barcelona. But this depends on Barca now. Barca have to decide now, I mean, these days, this week, no longer. They have to decide whether they want to proceed for Cancelo and whether they can proceed for Cancelo. So this is about financial fair play and this is about technical decision. So they have to decide together with Hansi Flick, and then we will understand what happens with Cancelo. Because if Barca can and want to do it, he will go to Barca. Otherwise, Inter are ready to close the deal with Al Hilal. So it's 50-50 in this moment. The player made his decision, but now it's on Barca to decide if they can make it happen.
And anything else with Barca? Fans would love to see a new central defender.
I know, but I think at this stage they have to decide whether they will go for centre-back or Cancelo. So this is also a technical decision. At the beginning, the plan was to go for a centre-back, and I still think that internally at the club there is people who prefers to go for a traditional centre-back and not changing anything in the squad. Otherwise, if they don't find the centre-back, and that must be cheap, so Barca are not going to invest crazy money in this January window on the centre-back. Eventually in the summer they can bring in an important centre-back, but for this window must be a cheap opportunity on the market. If they can't find that kind of player, Cancelo could be a solution, and they can easily move sometimes Koundé to be the centre-back when they are in emergency.
Real Madrid, should fans worry about Vinicius leaving Real?
Not at this stage, for sure not in January. Then summer is still far. Let's see what happens with the team. Let's see what happens with Xabi Alonso. There is the World Cup. So in terms of summer, it's too early to say. But in January, there were some links in October, in November from the Spanish press about a potential January exit. But I'm told that Real Madrid will not change anything to their squad in January. Vinicius will stay. Gonzalo Garcia will stay. No one will leave after Endrick went to Olympique Lyon. So at the moment, it's completely quiet around Vini. So Real Madrid still hope to have a new contract signed by Vinicius as soon as possible, especially the president, Florentino Perez, would love to keep Vinicius on a longer contract. Remember that his current deal expires in 2027, so they need to find a financial solution with Vinicius. There is a conversation ongoing, but it's still not agreed.
And Kuba is asking about the future of Rodrigo and if Xabi Alonso is safe.
Look, safe. I think for Xabi Alonso was going to be really important. First of all, to mention is that in the recent games he's been able to change a bit the feeling. So now he's back in a good position at Real Madrid in terms of results, in terms of performances as well, especially against Betis. Then there is the Super Cup, and the Super Cup is a really important moment. They will likely play first Atletico Madrid and then very likely to play Barcelona in the final, when I think those two games are going to be important to understand what's going to happen with Xabi Alonso in terms of performances, in terms of results. That's going to be a crucial moment for the future of Xabi. But they are quite happy with how Xabi handled the moment under pressure in the recent weeks and months. And in terms of Rodrigo, January nothing will happen, also for Rodrigo Goes, so everything under control. Summer we will see also in this case. I think if Xabi Alonso will still be Real Madrid manager, Rodrigo is very happy with him. So there is a good chance they continue together. Eventually, if they change the manager, we will see what's going to happen there. But at the moment, Rodrigo is still very much appreciated by people at Real Madrid. Rodrigo wants to fight for his place at Real Madrid. Man City wanted him last summer. Pep Guardiola is a big fan, but at the moment, nothing more than this.
And just quick jump to Premier League. A lot of questions about Liverpool. Ramenek is asking if Liverpool ever considered firing Arne Slot and if they are planning some transfers after this huge summer transfer signings.
Look, in terms of transfers, I think if they find the right opportunity, Liverpool could be ready, but at the moment, still nothing advanced. For example, they were in conversations with Semenyo, but Semenyo decided to go to Manchester City. So Liverpool, if they find the right opportunity, I think we should keep the door open. At the moment, still nothing close. And on Arne Slot, no, not at all. I've always been told, even in difficult moments, even when the results were really, really poor, I've always been told that Liverpool consider Arne Slot as the perfect man for this project and for this season. Then, end of the season, we will see what Liverpool decide to do, but now he's in complete control. Liverpool trust Arne Slot on everything, and so I don't think he's in danger.
And Arsenal, do they have any target for the positions in the squad?
No, at this point, no. At this point, Arsenal are quite happy with the squad they have. Then also in this case, when Arteta says we have to be ready on the market, is because sometimes you can have an opportunity. And so maybe fullbacks is something that Arsenal might follow. For example, a right back with the injuries of Ben White and these kind of things. Maybe eventually, if there is a good opportunity, Arsenal could be attentive. But at this stage, Arsenal are very happy with the squad they have. They are doing fantastic in Champions League, in Premier League. The new director, Berta, already did a great job with Arteta in the summer to bring in new players. So I think they're very happy with the squad they have. There is no emergency. The real focus is sign new contracts. So Bukayo Saka new contract, Declan Rice new contract. They are working on new deals, also Jaren Timber, and I'm sure this will be the priority.
And Max is asking, can Aston Villa push for the title with some January spendings?
They will do something. I don't think they will do something crazy. They already signed a young boy from Gremio, Alisson, 19 years old, who is a winger, who is an interesting player. I don't think they will sign super expensive players because they are always very attentive to financial fair play at Aston Villa. So I think this will remain the strategy at the club, but they will do something. They will add some players, so they will try to dream. It's not going to be easy with Arsenal flying, but Villa are doing an incredible job, and so they will keep trying, and I think they will add 1 or 2 players more.
And the Chelsea, Liam Rossignol, I understand, is 100% new manager of the Blues.
Yes, he will sign very soon. The agreement is almost done. It's just about some formal steps now. And also, being the same ownership as Strasbourg, they want to make sure they find the right replacement for a Strasbourg project in order to have another important coach at Strasbourg and then let Liam Rossignol go to Chelsea. So that's the process now at the club. But Liam Rossignol will be the new head coach. The plan is very clear. And so it's going to be completed soon.
And you've met with Luka Modric a few days ago. Do you think he can sign a new contract with Milan, being 40 years old, but still in very good shape?
Milan would love to keep Modric, for sure. Milan would love to continue with him for 1 more season. Modric looks like a 20 years old midfielder, not 40 at all. So he's dominating in the Serie A. He's always a humble, fantastic player, and his performances have been incredible again this season. So Milan would love to continue, but now the focus from everyone, from Milan, from the manager, from Modric, is on this season. Try to win the title, try to make something special happen, and then at the end of the season, assess the situation and decide. Modric will not decide anything now.
And last but not least, what's your expectation, opinion about next 3-4 weeks in Europe? What can be done by the biggest clubs in Europe?
I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be an interesting market. Not super expensive. So apart from Semenyo, I don't think there will be deals for maybe 90, 100, 110 million euros or pounds. But I still think this is going to be full of movements. It's full of movements also for clubs who are now changing the manager eventually. So let's see what they will decide to do internally, because when you have a new coach, you have new plans, new ideas. So conversations will take place. I expect an interesting market, to be honest. There is the World Cup, and when there is the World Cup, some players want to go and play, even if it's for a 6-month loan, as it happened with Hendrik. So I think it's going to be very interesting and exciting.
Okay, Fabrizio Romano, thank you very much, and we're gonna see you on the next shows during the week. Thank you very much, and have a great transfer window and great 2026.
Thank you. All the best to you, and see you soon. Ciao, guys.